It seems amazing that the Learn to Play the Violin site was first started in 2012. Since 2012, I've recorded about 100 lessons for learning the violin. Now, this site is dedicated for people that really don't know how to play the violin and have just maybe bought one and are looking for some help. So I'm going to start today with looking at a very simple lesson that violinists have a problem with, and that is how to rosin your bow and the reason why you have to rosin your bow. So the very first lesson that we're going to do today is not really playing the violin, it's just having a look at the violin and seeing how you can actually get a note out of it. Now, you can't get a note out of the violin unless you put some rosin on your bow. If the bow is new, as it probably will be, if you just bought a new violin, it'll come with a case and a bow and a violin, and the bow won't have any rosin on it. Sometimes, I mean, it sounds stupid, but students don't have any idea that they have to keep on putting rosin on the bow again and again and again and again. And this is what makes the sound. If you don't have any rosin on your bow, then there's no sound. So this is the first lesson, and we're going to follow these lessons all the way through. I'm going to do some comments and tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. And the site is hopefully going to be able to get you at least playing some tunes on the violin. And if you want to, then it will also help you to read sheet music. Some people like to read the sheet music, other people like to play by ear. For us, it doesn't really matter how you want to do it, as long as you just want to play the violin. So the first lesson came out in 2012 in July, and we're going to go through the lesson and see exactly what it was saying and what advice it was giving to people who've just bought the violin. This site is really for people that don't have a clue about how to play. There are lots of great sites on YouTube, and when you begin to play and when you're getting some notes out of the violin, and when you've actually got a little bit more confident, then there's loads and loads and loads of sites you can visit to actually get yourself really good. This site isn't really designed to get you really fantastic on the violin. It's just there to help you through the beginning. There's so many people give up because they just have no support over the first couple of weeks or couple of months. So have a look at this, and we'll be publishing a lesson fairly regularly for you to keep up with, and hopefully we can have a lot of fun. So let's take a look at the lesson. Hello and welcome to Learn the Violin, which is dedicated to people that have absolutely no idea how to play the violin and are at the very beginning. This is the first video, and hopefully in the future we're going to be looking at scales and very simple songs. But the first lesson is dedicated to something which is seemingly simple, but is very important, and that is the bow and why and how to put rosin on the bow. Now, this is a violin bow, and as you can see, it is quite loose. It's impossible to play the violin if it's this loose. So what we have to do is to tighten the bow. Now, people say to me, well, how do you know when it's tight enough? Well, if you just put it on the back of your hand and it bounces, then the bow is ready to play. So if you want to look, it bounces, and this bow is ready to play. Now, a bow that doesn't have resin on it, and this is rosin. Rosin, by the way, is just solidified tree gum, and this is very important when you're playing the violin because it gives you the friction on the strings. Now, it's very easy to put the rosin on the bow, but you have to make sure that you cover from the top to the bottom. So we do it like this. Very, very slowly. Go down, keep going. Make sure you get the rosin on all of the bow. And when do you stop? When do you know that you have enough rosin on your bow? Well, my old music teacher said that if you go again on the back of your hand and just very gently touch it, and if there's a bit of white, which there is, then you have successfully rosined your bow. Obviously, you don't want to rosin it too much. If it's a cloud that appears of white, when you've done this, then you've done it too much. So there you go, you've got a bow that is nicely rosined. Now, one other tip, when you play the violin, this is one of mine, you often get the residue of the rosin on your violin. It's very difficult to clean this away. So one of the tips that I have for you today is that if you get some cooking oil and put the cooking oil on a clean piece of cloth and then just very gently rub it against the rosin, then this is a great way to remove the rosin and keep your violin in shape. Okay, so this is the first lesson, and you can follow me and follow lots of things about the violin on a website which you can see below this video. The next lesson will be about another interesting fact about the violin, and I look forward to you coming to my site again. Okay, thank you very much. So there you have it. That's the lesson. That was the first lesson. I look a lot younger in them days, and we're going to have a look at all the other lessons. And unlike the original lesson, we're going to talk through some of the things which have come up in the comments that people don't understand about the lesson, and we're going to see if we can get you at least playing your first tune, and that's the best. That's the best feeling that I can have, is that I've actually helped a person to play a tune and to love the violin as much as I do. Okay, so let's see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye.